I'm Amber. I'm an esthetician for Mitchell's. I work at our Westchester location, and today I'm going to show you how to fill your brows in and how to apply blush in the right way. First of all, with the brows, they're a very important part of your face. They frame your face, so you want a really good frame. And the first way to do is make sure they're framed right. So I'm going to show you where, as a rule of thumb, you should start with a properly shaped brow for your face. Basically, you want to start at this little crease in your nose, and your brow should start right about here. Some of us don't have that, and that's where we improvise with powder and pencils. Then your arch should go directly from that crease through the middle of your eye, and it should end at the corner of your eye, just like so. So after you have figured out you have them where they need to be, you want to brush up towards your arch and down on your little tail of your brow. So I'm doing both sides. And I, like most people, have two different shaped brows. I have a brow that's a little more arched, and one that's a little bit more round. And that's one thing, when you fill them in, not only is it going to frame your eyes and your face more, but you can make them look more symmetrical. So I'm going to use a shade that's going to be about a little bit lighter than my brow color, because if you want them to look natural, you need the color of your brow or a little bit lighter, excuse me. Otherwise, it's going to look like you have your brows colored in. So I'm going to use more like kind of like a taupey brown. I'm going to apply up the base of my brow and kind of at an angle and up towards the arch. And then down on my tail. The nice thing about, not only do your brows frame your face, but by putting a little bit of color, you don't need to wear as much eye makeup. That's going to just give the little bit of color you have on your eyes pop a little bit. So hopefully you will see my eye color that I have on pop a little bit more. So this is the one that grows more arch, so I'm going to try to round it off a little bit and go back on this one and kind of go up a little bit there to try to get more symmetry. And obviously, I'm not a natural redhead, so I'm going to go in with a brow gel. That's Auburn, so it's going to give me a little bit of a red tint. Another nice thing about brow gels is they will hold those crazy eyebrows. If you have any, like the curly ones, they'll hold them in place. Or if you're someone who touches your face, if you touch your eyebrows, the brow gel will keep the color in place. So again, I'm going to go up with the brow gel, up to my arch. And because this is my round one, so I'm going to try to point it up a little bit, and then go down gently on my tail. Same thing over here. So there we go. Round that out a little bit more. So there you go. So see, my eyes pop a little bit more, I have a bit better of a frame, and I'm ready to go. Now, blush. Very important thing. Gives you a little bit of color if you're a white girl like me, or it's going to define your cheeks. Rule of thumb with the cheeks is you do not want your blush to go any further than the middle of your eye. Otherwise, you're going to look very dated. Another thing, too, with blush now is you don't want to have, like, streaks. That was kind of a thing in the late 80s, 90s, even early 2000s. It's more about just giving you a little bit of color, a nice flush. So I'm going to use a fan brush. It's ideal for doing that. When you work with a brush like this, you want to kind of squeeze it, and you want to dip it in your powder, your blush, and just get nice and covered, dust off any excess. And I like to start kind of in the middle of the cheek right here, because if you start up here, you're going to have a lot of color right here. If you start right here, you're going to have a lot of color right here. But by starting in the middle, you can kind of blend it out a little bit, but also blend up so you lift the face. So I'm going to start right here. Just going to go back and forth, and then blend back and forth, and kind of a little bit down. But yeah, it's very important to blend up, mainly because we're lifting. And the color means, this is a color by Iredale. It's called Tawny. It's a great neutral shade. Most skin types can use it. Do the same thing here. So start kind of in the middle of the cheek, get most of your color here, go up a little bit, and go down a little bit. Go back here. That's the thing with makeup. You blend, and you blend some more, so it looks flawless, like you just naturally have a nice blush. Right. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a powder brush, just to kind of, if there's any color that got where you don't want it to be, dust it off, even it out a little bit. Alright, so hopefully I've helped you show how to frame your face by giving you some good brows and how to apply some blush. Thanks.